Let's talk about a man named Mandela. Hey y'all, gravity, any day above ground, live it. So you already know what to do. Share, like, and subscribe. That's right, share, like, and subscribe, because I'm not like other YouTubers. I'm different. Yes, folks, let's talk about a man named Mandela. I know, strap in. This is going to be a good one. Oh, my bad. Y'all thought I was talking about Nelson Mandela? Nah, I'm not talking about that. I couldn't do that man justice. Go on YouTube if you thought this was Nelson Mandela. There's plenty of documentaries on that man. That's not who we're talking about here. We're talking about Lieutenant Governor and presumptive Senator from Wisconsin, Mandela Barnes, who you see on the screen. This guy. Yeah, we're going to talk about him. He's been on my radar for a little while, and I just decided, you know what, let's just do the expose for the new black media on this man. See if I could get to him first before Jason Black decides to go after him and does like a 2-hour dissertation. That's probably going to be better than mine, but I'm not hating. So we're on his campaign website, mandelabarnes.com, and he has a section called priorities. And he has listed his priorities for his platform: fighting inflation and lowering taxes, reproductive justice, plan for democracy, middle class tax cut, plan to boost Wisconsin manufacturing, strengthen unions and invest in communities, plan to prioritize and empower Wisconsin's family farms, public safety, child care, plan to support Wisconsin's small businesses, alphabet rights, climate, healthcare, immigration, marijuana legalization, rural communities, and agriculture and unions. So since this is a new black media channel, we have some issues that we have that are pressing. So for you guys, let's see. We're going to start with, let's start here. Middle class tax cut. Let's see the plan. There's a whole lot of babble. Here we go. For too long, politicians like Ron Johnson have prioritized tax breaks for their wealthiest donors and big corporations. Mandela believes it's time we prioritize tax cuts for the middle class, not billionaires. In the Senate, he'll support a middle class tax cut and reverse the most harmful provisions of Ron Johnson's destructive tax plan that benefited the top 1% and hurt small businesses and working people. And he'll give middle class a tax cut, expand child tax credit, earned income tax credit, other tax cuts so middle class families can keep more of what they earn. Mandela will pay for it by ensuring the wealthiest among us pay their fair share. Yeah, because that's always worked. Lowering costs for working families. Help families afford their basic needs. This is how you do it. You open the supply chain. This is how you do that. That's how you do it. But okay. Mandela will provide access to affordable, high quality childcare. Okay. Again, we're going to keep moving. We'll hold oil and drug companies accountable and end subsidies of oil and gas companies that are using a crisis to make record profits. Ooh, Mandela. We're not going to lie like this, sir. We already caught you in lie number one. You will hold oil and drug companies accountable. Let's talk about those oil and gas companies that you think are using a crisis to make record profits. And you also said you want to give Americans a raise by supporting $15 minimum wage, which we already know is not going to work, because if things aren't changed, like the supply chain, and basic services go down in price, what's the point in giving people $15? Because all these companies will just raise the rates of everything. Yeah, but let's talk about this oil and drug company accountability. Oh, sir, look what we found on blackchronicle.com. Mandela Barnes opposes any new pipeline construction, by Al Lindsay. This came out yesterday. Let's see. Mandela Barnes, the Wisconsin Democratic Senate candidate, told climate activists in 2019 that he opposes any new pipeline construction, including the expansion of northern Wisconsin's primary oil and gas line, because, quote, if the infrastructure is there, then people are going to use it. The comments came when Barnes, speaking as Wisconsin's lieutenant governor, appeared at the UN Climate Change Conference in Spain, according to video from the UN archives obtained by the Washington Free Beacon. Quote, we also shouldn't be in a place where we're even encouraging new pipeline construction, said Barnes, because if the infrastructure is there, then people are going to use it. Barnes' opposition to pipeline construction could become an issue for his campaign amid high inflation and warnings from Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen that energy prices could spike again later this year. The Democrat, who was running against Republican Senator Ron Johnson, said he also opposes the Enbridge Line 5, which provides heat and power to northern Wisconsin and is a major source of jobs and state revenue. Sir, we have something here where you said you're going to work about jobs. Plan to boost Wisconsin manufacturing, strengthen unions, and invest in communities. Interesting. Let's see if you contradicted yourself in 2019. Let's see, sir. Let's go down. Prioritize American manufacturing and stop shipping jobs overseas. Every politician says that. Fix supply chain issues by making things at home. Every politician is going to make sure to promise that come November. Take on unfair trade deals. All right. Yeah, let me see you go up against Russia and China. So you're going to be the one. All right. You think you fancy yourself Neo. All right. Use tax reform to keep jobs at home and support small and medium-sized manufacturers. Oops. Invest in 21st century manufacturing opportunities. Train our workforce to take on the jobs of tomorrow. Grow a stronger middle class by supporting labor unions. Oops. Sir, we go back. This is a labor union, sir. Enright, where is it? Enright line 5? Yeah, that's a union job, sir. This is a union job. Yeah. You were opposed to this. In 3 years, you're changing your tune. Yeah. Revitalize Wisconsin communities that have been left behind. You mean like North Milwaukee? Or is this revitalize mean gentrification? I'm trying to see something. Oh, you're down with Tammy Baldwin. Okay, so Wisconsin, just because he's down with Tammy Baldwin, you should go look up her, and yeah, don't vote for this man. He's blaming NAFTA, folks, for the economic setbacks that Wisconsin has faced. NAFTA. You know, the same one that Trump said was no good. Yeah, okay. Got it, sir. Only when y'all say it. All right, let's continue back with that story. It's right here. There is a pipeline that would be running through the Upper Peninsula of Michigan that would go into Wisconsin as well, and we should have a very real discussion about. We know the damage that pipelines have the potential to cause. Yeah, economic damage when you don't tap it. We wouldn't have to rely on foreign oil. But you want to go appeal to the electric vehicle crowd. Those idiots. The same electric vehicles whose components cannot be broken down cost way more than a car costs. Folks, let's put this in perspective. An electronic vehicle battery on average costs about $25,000 to $30,000. That's most new sedans and compact cars. Just the battery that can't be broken down immediately. It breaks down. They said on average it could take as much as 99 years for that battery to break down. Yeah. This is who wants to change Wisconsin. Yeah. All right. Let's go back. We're black, so let's find something else. Let's find some. Ooh, the hot button topic of the day. The hot button topic of the day: immigration. Let's see what he said about immigration. Fair use.
Our immigration system is broken. The good news is that it can be fixed. We can protect our borders and help those who are coming to the U.S. in search of better lives. We can build an immigration system that benefits all, instead of one that operates off anxiety and fear and pits people against one another. We need comprehensive immigration reform that secures the border and also includes a path to citizenship. The good news is this is something people in every corner of the state can agree on. I visited with farmers all across Wisconsin, and everywhere I go, they always tell me how badly they need immigration reform. Our family farmers know that a path to citizenship isn't just a humane thing to do, it's good for our economy. Especially now, so many family farms and small businesses are experiencing a labor shortage. We need to pass the DREAM Act and create pathways to citizenship for those who already live here and are essential parts of our communities. This nation is built on many communities and cultures that have come together. Those differences are what make America strong. And in the end, we're all seeking a better life for us and our families and our friends.
Okay, I have questions, sir. I have questions. Okay. Sir, number one, this picture over here, I hope this is not George Soros, which we're going to get to the sorry man in a little while, because I found something that you're going to have to answer for, sir. But if you're going to do a video, sir, this is just me acting like a cinematographer. If you're going to do a video outlining your case, it would help for you to do two things. One, face the camera. And number two, don't read it, believe it. All right, folks, we found public safety. We know what that means. He might say something about them cops. Let's see what he says about them cops.
Everyone deserves to live in a safe community. We can make that happen by giving law enforcement the resources they need to keep us safe, and also by investing in struggling communities so we can prevent crime before it even happens. Now, this is personal to me. When my granddad moved to Milwaukee after World War II, it was the best place in the country for a black family. He got a job as a steelworker at A.O. Smith, and that's what gave my family a solid foundation. But factories like A.O. Smith closed their doors, and when the economic opportunities dried up, that's when the community saw a rise in crime and violence as people became more and more desperate. By the time I was born, the zip code where I grew up was one of the most impoverished in the state and the most incarcerated in the country. Now, I've known far too many people whose lives were cut short by gun violence. Like my friend Antoine, he's one of the nicest people I'd ever met. Or my friend Bryson, who was shot and killed over a pair of shoes. Either one of them could be sitting right here where I am today if it weren't for gun violence. We need to do the work to stop crime, to put violent criminals in jail, and get the illegal guns off the street. But it's time we also did the work to prevent crime in the first place. Because when our communities don't have opportunity, gun violence and crime, that's what fills the void. Rebuilding the middle class is how we make our communities safer. That means investing in good-paying jobs, education, and childcare. That's why I'm proud to be a part of an administration that has given law enforcement what they need to keep communities safe, including resources for proper training and hiring social workers to answer crisis calls. Because keeping us safe means keeping us all safe. We deserve to live in a country where we're not afraid of a traffic stop. As Lieutenant Governor, I worked on common sense police reform like banning chokeholds and de-escalation training. In the Senate, I'll support legislation that gives law enforcement officers what they need to keep us safe and also holds bad actors accountable. I'll fight for common sense gun safety reform. And I'll make sure we finally invest in our communities to provide jobs, education, and opportunities so we can prevent crime from happening in the first place.
This duplicitous bastard. Sir, bad actors, Kyle Rittenhouse. Kyle Rittenhouse, sir. And three white men he shot. Bad actors all around, sir. Y'all had all the resources, yet Kenosha burned. Parts of Milwaukee were burning in 2020. Are you insane? And then y'all talk about, oh, we want to give funds to the to the neighborhood so they can have opportunities. Sir, you're making a case for gentrification. Let's call it what it is. Y'all have been looking to gentrify North Milwaukee for years. And you figure once you get to the center, you can get that steamrolled through. We not doing this. No, sir. We're not doing this. But let's continue. All right, let's get into your campaign money, sir, because I found something that I need you to answer for. Now, this was on August 5th, 2022 from Madison.com. It says Mandela Barnes opposes dark money groups but hasn't disavowed those backing him. All right. Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes, a presumptive Democratic US Senate nominee, says he wants to eliminate secret spending in politics, but he hasn't pushed back against the so-called dark money group supporting him. Liberal group Family Friendly Action PAC endorsed Barnes on Monday and pledged to spend $5 million in Wisconsin to defeat U.S. Senator Ron Johnson. More than half of that group's funding since 2021 have come from the 1630 Fund, a group largely funded by multi-million-dollar hard-to-trace donations. And America Votes, a liberal group focused on voting that has received extensive financial support from the 1630 Fund. What is the 1630 Fund, you ask? Well, look at this, folks. They're a hub of undisclosed political spending, or what they call dark money, on the American left. This group serves as a fiscal sponsor for other organizations, incubating and financing various progressive projects. According to the New York Times, the 1630 is part of a broader network of progressive nonprofits that donors use to fill specific spaces on the political chessboard. The 1630 Fund is administered by Arabella Advisors, a for-profit consulting firm. Eric Kessler, former Clinton administration appointee. And they sought in the political cycles to upend Donald Trump. Yeah. 2020, they spent damn near $500 million to help Democrats defeat President Donald Trump and win back control of the United States Senate. Yeah. Y'all not playing fair, but that's okay. But let's talk, sir. Let's really have a conversation. Where is it? Yes, let's go back to this for a second. You're all seeing this in real time, no editing. Really. Let's see. The endorsement and spending announcement, first reported by the conservative political website Washington Free Beacon, came after Barnes in July doubled down on his opposition to the secretive spending, saying on Twitter, "I believe we have to live our values, and I believe we need to get dark money and corporate interests out of politics." Yeah, right. Corporate interests are what's driving the migrant crisis, sir. The oil prices, corporate interests. A corporation will seek to get money out of this and the tax breaks that it comes with. No, we're not doing that. But yeah, we got to talk about something, sir. Now, you talk about dark money, all this. Now, this isn't really dark money per se, but this is kind of alarming, sir. Now you're looking at opensecrets.org, and basically anybody that's made a political contribution, they are here. You can look up donor names, and you can look up jurisdictions, other things. But we got to focus on this right here, folks. This right here. Mandela Barnes got $5,800 on 10/13/2021 from Andrea Soros. Yes, Andrea Soros, whatever you want to call her. Daughter of George Soros, the sorry man. That's what I call him. Now, it might have been $5,800, but we can go as high as 11.6 because we have, now this could be just a typo, but if we're going by, because this is a different page, he got $11,000 from the sorry man's daughter. So we have that. And we also have this before we go. Washington Post, July 30th. In Wisconsin, Barnes reckons with liberal pass as he looks to November. In 2019, Mandela Barnes traveled to neighboring Minnesota where he visited a recycling facility with Representative Ilhan Omar. The Democratic Lieutenant Governor of Wisconsin danced with the member of the squad of House Liberals, both of them grinning in front of a truck that read Zero Waste. The footage was packed into a GIF and broadcast from Barnes' official Twitter account. She's brilliant. She cares about the environment, read the tweet. It also says she's exactly who we need in Congress right now, fighting for what's right. Hey, guess what? Would you like to see the tweet? Yes, we'd like to see the tweet. He still has the tweet up. Look at this, folks. What are we doing? Yeah, nah, we good on that. And they both wearing matching shoes and colors. Yeah, we good on this. We're good on this. We're good on this. Nearly 3 years later, Barnes, 35, is distancing himself from Omar and some polarizing ideas he has associated himself with as he closes in on the Democratic nomination for the US Senate in a marquee battleground. The contest holds the potential to decide control of the upper chamber of Congress in November. Now, apparently the rest of his opponents dropped out and pushed support to him, so there's that. A staff person tweeted that out. Barnes in an interview with the Washington Post last week, speaking of the August 19 tweet about Omar. This wasn't even my Twitter. This was the official side Twitter. Doesn't matter, sir. It still represents you. The comment is part of Barnes' careful strategy as he looks to a potential showdown against Republican Senator Ron Johnson. This past week, 3 of Barnes' Democratic competitors left the race and endorsed him, giving him a clear path to the nomination in the August 9 primary. As he runs in one of the country's most closely contested states, Barnes has faced Republican attacks for the appearance with Omar, for once holding up a t-shirt with the phrase "abolish ICE," for saying he supports moving funds from police departments to community programs, and in his speech referring to slavery and colonization, describing the founding of the country as awful. FBA in Milwaukee and Kenosha and Antioch and Green Bay and all over Wisconsin, you should be very alarmed about what you just heard. Not the abolish ICE, but he described the founding of the country as awful. He's saying the way the country was founded was awful. Yeah. Even as Barnes has sought to clarify himself in all of these instances, some Democrats have privately voiced worries that they could cause problems for him this fall. Quelling those apprehensions has been an important task in the primary, close observer said. Quote, Barnes understands the concern that he couldn't win a general election. So in some ways, he has to run his primary in a way that dispels those concerns, said David Asserado, former top advisor to Barry Sartorial. It is a parable about the challenges of running as a progressive in a swing state and what that requires. Barnes has also showed strength in his party, consolidating support in a crowded race with a message underscoring a commitment to working class voters. In rapid succession, Barnes' 3 main competitors, businessman Alex Lassery, Outagamie County Executive Tom Nelson, and State Treasurer Sarah Godlewski, each withdrew over the past week and endorsed him. After making history by becoming the first black lieutenant governor of Wisconsin, there you go, first black again. Barnes would be the state's first black senator, there's first black again, if elected this fall. He has won the support of leading figures on the left, including Senator Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas, okay, who's lied about being Native American, but okay, and Bernie Sanders, as well as Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, okay. Always occasionally kooky. All right. He is also backed by more moderate Democrats such as Senator Cory Booker. Yeah, right. Since when was Cory Booker a moderate? Okay. And Representative James E. Clyburn. Oh, Lord. You got the Rolls Royce of Combs on your side. Okay. When it comes to policy, the Senate contender has championed several ideas long advocated by liberals. He has voiced support for Medicare for all, saying it's the quickest way to get to universal health care. Again, this is another one of them guys that looked at the British health care system and think that's the greatest thing since sliced bread, which we know damn well that ain't gonna work over here because we got way too many people. But all right. He has said he believes in a Green New Deal. You should have already lost on that, sir. That's tailored for his state. Yeah, okay. He would end the cash bail system. Ask New York how that's working, sir. He also supports structural changes to the federal government, favoring term limits for Supreme Court justices and expressing openness to expanding the size of the court. He says he would end the Senate filibuster. You're a dum-dum. You're a dum-dum. But he has also chided President Biden from the right, saying in the interview with the Post that the administration should have not tried to move ahead with lifting a public health restriction on immigration without a plan to replace it. Right. Still, Barnes said he would welcome a chance to campaign with Biden. Of course he would. You want Massa to pat you on the head. Barnes identifies as part of a new crop of Senate candidates who defy traditional labels, a trait he shares with Pennsylvania's Democratic Senator nominee John Fetterman, a fellow lieutenant governor he has gotten to know in the past few years. We're two people who didn't necessarily fit political mold, said Barnes, who added that they've bonded over being swing state Democrats. Oh, Lord. All right, enough of this dude. Yes, now I'm back on the screen, folks. I know y'all missed my face. No, you didn't. Maybe you did. But anyway, this Mandela Barnes, yeah, this guy. If you let me tell y'all something, black folk in Wisconsin. You know what? I'm not even going to limit it to just black folks. We're going to talk about everybody in Wisconsin. If you vote for this man and he wins, you get everything you get. You see what's happening in other Democrat states like New York and Illinois and California and Minnesota, New Mexico, Nevada, Washington State, Oregon. You see what's going on, sir, and ma'ams, and those that identify as ma'ams and sirs. You see what's going on. You want that for your state when your state is trying to rebuild. You want that. Someone who says, oh, I'm going to do tax cuts for the middle class, which we know damn well they'll never do that, because Biden, if you remember, just armed 87,000 IRS agents, brand new, to go after the middle class's taxes. So this man would be actively lobbying for a tax break, and then Biden and them would come get back that tax break with guns. No, we good on that. He's advocating for legal immigration, even though he's talking about, hey, we need to fix illegal immigration. By the way, I don't know if you saw this, but in his immigration package, I don't know if you remember it, but I'll just repeat it. He said he wants to get the DREAM Act, which gives illegal immigrants a path to citizenship. When he has American citizens over here that can use the jobs and use that kind of power to get ahead, he'd rather use it on illegal immigration. But he wants to reform illegal immigration, which means he wants to just do what he wants to do first with the illegal immigration and then close it. No, not doing this. This guy is a duplicitous bastard. And if you guys in Wisconsin vote for him, you deserve everything you get. So, I would like to thank 007 Spidey 2 for reminding me to do this video. I did it. Take the information with it how you want to use it. Just make sure this bastard does not get it. I think it's time to destroy the squad and Soros-backed candidates, because they haven't done anything in the past 4 years that have benefited Americans. including foundational Black American freedmen, American descendants of slavery, and non-foundational Black Americans, unless you're on that illegal immigration train or you fancy yourself a coon. But anyway, let me get up out of here. You already know what to do. Share, like, and subscribe. That's right, share, like, and subscribe, because I'm not like other YouTubers. I'm different. Take care, stay safe. I'm out.